forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega Lab, we're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're able to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Joel. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... Alright. Meters altitude. Telemetry indicates a good eject. Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the next dropship. Orders?
This is forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega Lab, we're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're able to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Joel. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... Alright. Meters altitude. Telemetry indicates a good eject. Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the next dropship. Orders?
This is forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega Lab, we're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're able to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Joel. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... Alright.
To the paper doll. Make sure you guys are shooting the correct legs. Be careful of the collisions. I don't want to hear complaints about it. Work around around it. Let's play this game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. And when anybody's running short, is going to stay towards the top of the caldera if we're going to come at them.
I have you in the Griff. Griffin.
Sounds good.
Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us, right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill the out, man, it's fine, it's just a fire starter.
Komm, Leute, redet miteinander.
15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly, that's
Don't
fine,
die.
guys, we're
15 seconds, don't die.
guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow. Okay, good. Just release it, we get it.
There, to your left, there's a... Sorry, shit. So, jetzt guys, hinter die Indie-Pocken.
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border. On my mark.
Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on OP barrels. Wire our strikes up.
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side. When you test over.
Overheating is bad.
Both legs on the Griffin. Hit the Griffin.
Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie, Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Jetzt in die Breite ziehen, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurz Aufschaltung Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums einleiten, wie ich es richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 Tactical Hill, boys.
Fox.
Laufen unter ECM, hab 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left, Charlie, Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out.
Check yourselves. Make sure you've got, UAV cool shot.
Here they come. They're pushing hard, guys.
Decro. Tez on.
Go. Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin.
We'll get cross it then. Get in their face. They got a highlighter. They just push up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta.
Yep, that's the noise. Go. Let's finish this.
Full pressure, guys. Full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3.
Get the f***ing arm, Jackson!
Jackson, cool shot.
Cough.
I got him.
Go, P3, go.
Echo, go.
Get over on their medium, guys. Get Echo Stormcrow.
God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill.
I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.
Telemetry indicates input eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down the lift. You're running out of time. Party camera is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU dancers as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega Lab, we're getting cargo secure. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
We've got him on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... meters altitude. Telemetry indicates input eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3.
Good evening, mech warriors, MRBC enthusiasts, and fans of Battletech. Welcome to another MRBCLeague.com shoutcast. Tonight, Season 9, North American Division A, the matchup between Dropship 5 and 228th IBR Blackwatch. I am your shoutcaster tonight, El Switchblade, and joining me once again is the great Batman.
Thank you for the introduction, Switch. I'm happy to be able to do this with you again. Always a blast.
Looks like I lost my cam. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My sincere apologies. I lost the cam. I was trying to turn buffering off and caused an issue. So, sorry for the delays tonight. We are dealing with some network issues happening in the ISPs, and that was causing the teams to want to discuss a potential reschedule. And so we've got them confirmed, and it looks like they are going to move forward. We might stop the match midway through if ISP issues creep in, but for now, we are going to get ready to go. So I'm going to get the teams in lobby. Batman, why don't you tell everybody about MRBC just real quick?
Okay, well, for those who are not familiar with it, MRBC is the premier competitive, independently hosted league for MechWarrior Online. It is not run by PGI. It's run by a group who decided they wanted to get together and organize some competitive matches before there was anything built into the game to allow that to happen internally. We are currently in the 9th season of MRBC. I think it's typically, I don't know, maybe a season every 6 months or so. Switchblade and I, of course, have been doing this. This is our 3rd season being involved in MRBC, but their history goes back a little bit longer than that. The MRBC League is a series of 5 drop matches between 2 opposing teams of 8 pilots, and each drop takes place on a different map based on the rotation for that drop week. Most of the games are played using the Conquest game mode, except for the first drop, which is done using Domination. The teams are broken down by tiers called divisions. At the top, you have Division A, and tonight's match, for example, will be between 2 North American Division A teams. Below that, Division B, C below that, and so on, with the number of divisions depending on the number of teams available in that region of the world. So, North American Division A currently has 6 teams, and at the moment, on top of the leaderboards is Dropship 5, one of the 2 teams that we will be seeing tonight. 228 Blackwatch is currently sitting in 3rd in that division, just behind Osiris. However, Osiris, having 2 more matches played, will likely be passed by Blackwatch tonight, unless this match just goes really, really heavily in the favor of Dropship 5. We're looking forward to an exciting match. And an important note before I forget, even though it is 5 drops played per match, the winner of the match is not necessarily the team that wins the most games. They are awarded reputation points based on the objectives they score during each game. And so it is the reputation points that determine the team's standing within their division.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Batman, for that. I was getting everything ready, letting everybody know what was going on in the chat room. So tonight, yeah, Dropship 5 versus 228 Blackwatch. As you can see from the standings right now, the division standings, Dropship 5 is currently in first place with 10,000 reputation points, 28 wins, 2 losses, and 6 matches played. Blackwatch is currently in third place with 9,175 reputation points, 25 wins, 5 losses, and 6 matches played. So this is a pretty epic match for both teams in that the maximum points you can get in a match is 1,750. That would put Blackwatch, if they max out everything tonight, within striking distance of holding a first place win for the season. 1,750 would put them, I think, at just over 11,000, and that would definitely put them in a good spot. Meanwhile, Dropship 5, if they're able to eke out a win, that certainly cements them into a first place position. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at these teams real quick while we're getting folks in the lobby and getting stuff ready. So Team 1, Dropship 5, a relatively new team to the comp scene, right? They came on the scene in Worlds this last year and have really put a great showing out there. As you can see from the statistics here, we've got a number of really solid players worth watching on the Dropship 5 team, and this team so far is undefeated in drops 1, 4, and 5. They've only lost drops in week 5. They lost 2 drops in week 5, but across the board, they're sitting pretty heavily undefeated. A couple players to watch out for tonight, obviously, Saruman of Many Colors, Charlemagne on the top of their KD ratio. Batman, looking at these numbers for Dropship 5, anything that stands out to you, anything worth noting?
It seems like to me that they have a little bit more disparity, if you will, between their top performers and the members of the team that are a little bit further down the list there. In contrast, if you were to take a look at the numbers for the players from 228 Blackwatch, you would see that they're a little bit tighter. Their performance is balanced just a little more evenly amongst themselves. Not to say that they don't have their top players and their bottom players on the roster, but just that there seems to be a little bit tighter grouping in those statistics.
Great feedback there. Thanks for sharing that. So we're going to go ahead and then let's talk about Team 2. We've just had 228 join the lobby now, so let's roll through this. Batman, Team 2, 228 Blackwatch. What do you see in these data points here?
Okay, so I was just contrasting them with Dropship 5 a moment ago. What I see is a team that really has a lot of cohesion going there. I mean, their KDs are pretty even across the team with a couple standouts. Their average match scores, I mean, they're in lockstep with each other. Damage, yeah, they're going to have some players doing more damage than others. I mean, there's going to be a distribution no matter what roster you're looking at. But just looking at the numbers, everyone's contributing. And my suspicion is that when we get into this match, it's going to be 8 players firing at the same target. And that focus fire is such a critical element of these matches. I mean, doesn't matter what division you're in, the teamwork, as is often said, teamwork is overpowered. So the team that plays with more cohesive teamwork generally comes out on top, and this team looks like they know how to do that very well. They've got a lot of experience working on their side as well.
Fantastic. So let's go ahead and move in and let's talk about Drop 1. So Drop 1 is going to be played on Plexus tonight. Drop 1 is the only drop in the set that runs on the Domination game mode. So in this game mode, it means that there is a circle in the center of the map. Both teams sort of move towards that circle. The team that runs down the counter first is the team that wins, but that doesn't typically happen at this level of play. So what we'll probably see is a lot of brawl mechs happen, maybe some standoff mechs, some Overwatch mechs. But it is 4 lights, 4 mediums, max 1 of any chassis, 1 duplicate allowed, no streak SRMs, and the bonus team can get bonus reputation points by destroying 5 enemy mechs. Both teams are going to be trying to get that bonus locked in and ready to go. Team 1 is locked in and indicating ready. We're waiting for Team 2 to lock in and indicate ready. Batman, what might we... When we saw 228 play Osiris, 228 brought some Overwatch mechs on Canyon Network and played sort of a mid-skirmish range game. What do you expect to happen on this one?
Well, they're going to go with the strategy that works for them. We've played them before. We played them in Star League. We played them in the preliminary rounds of the World Championships last year. And yes, they execute that Overwatch, that supporting fire mission very well, but they're still capable brawlers. So I wouldn't be surprised if they bring some poke mechs, especially with the center of the domination circle being in a low ground surrounded by higher hills. I think that it would only make sense for them to have a couple of those mid-range skirmishy mechs to kind of set up the conditions for a brawl push if that's the way they want to go.
And what about Dropship 5? What do you anticipate them doing?
Not gonna lie, I'm much less familiar with that team. I believe we scrimmaged them once. I'm not sure I was there for it, so I'm gonna have to rely on you to provide commentary on that, brother.
So yeah, Dropship 5, solid players. We've seen them pull some pretty good brawl. They tend to move in a good pack. Really good focus fire. The team works really well together. Haven't really seen a lot of them this season from a casting perspective, to be honest myself either. But I am looking forward to seeing how this match unfolds tonight. We've got now both teams are set at 8 players, getting Team 2 locked in now, and we should be dropping here momentarily. Guys, we've got a number of viewers locked in right now. We're sitting at, I think, about 53 viewers. We're going to be giving away a lot of giveaways tonight. I've got a number of codes provided by Bandit and MRBC, NGTV tonight. We're going to be giving away 3 500 MC codes and 2 mech bays tonight. So stick around, watch the action, and let's see how this unfolds tonight. Batman, prediction, drop 1. Where do you see this going, man?
I think what we're going to see is 228 going to set up on the Fox 6 hill, and they're going to get that Overwatch like we were discussing because the circle is centered on that low ground, and they're going to try to establish which axis of advance that Dropship 5 is going to use, whether they're coming up the golf line or maybe around the Fox line instead. Once they've figured out where that axis of advance is, they're going to put their guns in that direction and simply try to get an early damage advantage before they close in. I think we'll see a brawl. I may be mistaken. I would love to see some aggressive play, especially with these early drops. You don't have those big mechs that are capable of carrying those larger long-range weapon systems. So I think we're going to see a nasty knife fight after a couple rounds of mid-range fire exchanged.
And as we were saying, the circle's centered here in the middle of the map. You'll see both teams approach. We've got Team 1, Dropship 5, approaching from the east side of the map. The northeast side of the map. And then we'll have Team 2, 228, approaching from the southwest side of the map. So we've got dropships hanging in the air now. They've dropped their pilots off, and we are going. For Dropship 5, we've got a Hunchback 2CA, an Urban Mech, Arctic Cheetah, Nova, doubling up the Nova, a Stormcrow, a Panther, and a Wolfhound. What do we got in the 228 side, Batman?
228 is deploying with a Wolfhound, an Ice Ferret, a Panther, a Trebuchet, Hunchback 2C, Jenner 2C, Arctic Cheetah, and looks like they doubled up on the Ice Ferret. I'm kind of surprised by that.
We've seen some doubling up of Ice Ferrets this season. It's a pretty durable mech, so I'm not entirely surprised by that. Am surprised to not see the double Novas with the DPS of the double Nova, but those Ice Ferrets the Ice Box are really hard to kill, man. So we've got both teams now approaching the circle. It looks like Dropship 5 is coming straight at it from the east, and 228 is coming at it straight from the west, sort of cresting the hill here, the high ground hill by Space Needle. Meanwhile, Dropship 5 is coming around the crack by the center. Charlemagne on point for Dropship 5 at this point.
Yeah, so 228 starting to position themselves. They're forming a line perpendicular to the axis of advance of Dropship 5.
And we've got First Blood going out to Dropship 5, 97% hit on Defunct Khan.
Looks like Dropship 5 is
out.
using those longer range weapon systems.
You got an airstrike out on Dropship 5. Didn't do a lot of damage though. We've got one last bite cresting on the left-hand side hill here. 228 taking some significant damage here. Mikado down to 89%. Mostly probably just armor scratches at this point. Brandon Moon at 83%. Good airstrike coming in by Dropship 5. Not a lot of damage. We've got Dropship 5 rotating to the left, getting balled up at gas station. Meanwhile, 228 is sort of holding back with a couple of Overwatch mechs, but we've got this fight unfolding. Matt 3049 at 87%, taking some fire from these teams in the nipples here. We've got a few of the 228 mechs twisting out of the twins. Meanwhile, we've got Dropship 5, and First Blood goes to 228. Chrisman bringing down Charlemagne.
Yeah, the overall damage looked like they were a little bit in favor of Dropship 5. However, that damage is being spread. 228 is doing a good job of rotating their mechs in and out and trying to make them last.
Yeah, one last bite at 36%, 34%, rotated out of the fight now. Matt really trying to get those last few shots on, and Raging Banana bringing down one last bite. It's a 1-1 game at this point. We've got Dropship 5 crossing across the center. Zeox is legged in that Nova, or that Stormcrow. He's trying to get some shots out. 228's pulling back up the hill. We've got 63% down on Chrisman here, 54%. Mikado's Soul at 74%. Dropship 5 pushing a solid line out, and Matt finishing off Chrisman. A little bit of a split over here. We've got Matt iced out, Defunct Kong taking down Vorpal Anvil. It's a 2-2 game at this point. Sort of two engagements happening. One engagement at the top of the hill, one of the engagements off to the left here. Matt is legged in that Artichita. He's got Brandon and Turok on it. He's doing his best to try to take down one of those mechs.
Yeah, you know, the damage numbers still look like, they did look like they were in Dropship 5's favor, but 228
Snapstyle bringing down Panic Button. That's a 3-2 lead. Whoa, that was quick. It's a 4-3 lead in favor of 228 at this point. A 5-3 lead in favor of 228.
Yeah, Snapstyle overheated and self-destructed in that Nova.
Oh no, I missed that. We've got Zeos and Raging Banana holding the line up here on the top of the hill. 228 advancing down the bottom of the hill. Airstrike coming out on Zeos. He's able to pull.
Edminster is
good hit on him.
Is legged in his Arctic Cheetah.
Zeos down at 45%. He's legged. Raging Banana at 74%. We got Brandon Moon sneaking up behind, getting some good shots on Zeos. He's able to turn and deal with it. Raging Banana is using the rock for cover his back. Brother Tiber over here doing a one-on-one fight. It looks like with Mikado's Soul and maybe Defunct Khan. Brandon Moon bringing down Zeos. It's a 2-5 game. Oh, Brother Tiber getting down Defunct Khan. 4 dead on the 228 side, 6 dead on the Dropship 5 side.
Yeah, so now you have 2 mechs in relatively decent shape for Dropship 5 and 4 that are all beat up for 228. But if they can keep those guns on target, I think they can close this out.
And we've got Banana and Tiber. Banana going down. Mikado's Soul taking down Banana there.
Halfway there.
Brother Tiber all alone in the Hunchback now.
Now.
Good shots on those Ice Ferrets.
Left leg critically damaged. Overhead shut down.
Nice kill on Edmeister by Tiber, getting one more kill for Dropship 5. Mikado's Soul finishing off Tiber, finishing the game off. End of the game, it's 8-5 in favor of 228.
It's a good fight.
I believe that was my number. I want to double check that. My apologies.
8-5 is correct.
8-5 is correct. So 228 taking the drop there, getting 8 kills to 5 kills for Dropship 5 and getting that win. What do we see on the damage numbers here, Batman?
All right, so on the 228 side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mechs that did over 200 damage, and only one that was below 100. On the opposite side, Dropship 5, you have Brother Tiber with 686 damage, by far and away the highest damage total for anyone on the map. But from there, a significant drop. 3 players over 300, 2 more over 200, and then a couple guys in the 150 range. So kind of like what we talked about before the drop began, the 228 side, their numbers are a little more evenly distributed. Dropship 5 still did a respectable amount of fighting there, no doubt about it, but you can see that they're not quite as even on that damage distribution, possibly an indication that the 228's just got a little more practice making sure they're getting all their guns on the same target.
So here we are at the end of Drop 1. Again, it's Season 9, North American Division A, Week 9. Dropship 5 versus 228 Blackwatch. After Drop 1, 228 is up 1-0, 350 rep to 175 rep for Dropship 5. Batman, I'm going to bring up the map strat tool here. Anything of note that you saw on that drop?
So we were correct in our prediction regarding 228 and their decision to bring a couple of Overwatch mechs. They had, I believe it was 2 Hunchbacks 2Cs that were sitting up here in Fox 6, roughly where I just put it on the map strat there, and they were providing the Overwatch. The remainder of the team moved down into the low ground below Golf 6, Golf 7, roughly here, and waited for Dropship 5 to push into them. Dropship 5 had originally advanced along the Gulf axis, and they continued that, making a hard move on this left flank here. And, to be perfectly honest, I would probably need to go back and watch the rematch a little bit closer, but I think what happened is they kind of got themselves a little bit split up, a little bit spread out, and as a consequence, 228 was able to focus down a couple mechs and get that early lead and then hold on to it.
Great recap there, brother. Let's pull down the map strat tool here, and we will move into discussing Drop 2 while the teams get ready. So in Drop 2 is going to take us into our Conquest game mode. It's Frozen City, and in Frozen City we've got 2 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavy, 0 assaults, max 1 of any one chassis, 1 duplicate allowed. Like we saw in the last drop, you can have 2 ice ferrets, but then you can't have 2 urban mechs, much to the chagrin of the chat room, because the chat room wants Urbies. The bonus again on drop 2 is going to be to destroy 5 enemy mechs. Both teams can earn this bonus by destroying 5 enemy mechs. Batman, as we pull up the map strategy here to talk about Frozen City, what are some of the things we might expect to see at this level of play? Some of these teams.
I'm gonna say what I don't think we're gonna see is everyone running around playing the cap game initially. With these higher division teams, I believe they tend to focus on trying to take down the other team and then close the match out by capping the points at the end. Not to say that they won't capture any points, but I anticipate that rather than spending a great deal of time running around and trying to get their secondary points, so for Team 2, I'm talking about Kappa over here, and for Team 1, I'd be referring to Epsilon over here. Instead, what I think they're more likely to do is snag their primary points, Gamma and Sigma, and then I think we'll see a little bit of maneuvering. I would choose this side over here. They may decide to do it differently just because they know something I don't, so they may come this way instead. But I think ultimately what we're going to end up seeing is after those first 2 points are capped, we're going to see a big fight in and around Theta. And if one team can achieve maybe a 2-mech advantage, then at that time they may break off a light to go ahead and put the extra pressure on the other team by securing a cap lead as well.
That's a fantastic breakdown of that map there, sir. In this map specifically, if you recall, we still have Dropship 5 has a 100% win rate on this drop. I do believe that 228, I'm going to go ahead and bring that up real quick here, guys. I believe that 228 is sitting at a 80% win rate on this map. So
yes,
looking at Dropship 5 has the 100% win-loss ratio on this map. Oh, no, 80%. I'm sorry.
80%.
So 80%. Both teams have only lost on this one time out of the weeks that they've played this season. So it should be pretty interesting to see how this goes. They've both got pretty significant records on this map. And as we've seen in the last map, 228 has a pretty good tactic with their Overwatch and mixing that sort of skirmish brawl with that Overwatch. Frozen City lends itself to that gameplay quite well, in fact. I do believe what we're going to try to do here, since neither team has locked in at this point, I've not heard ready. Have you seen anything to indicate ready? They're both ready to go.
Yeah, they both have green boards, but I've not seen any communication from them.
All right, so I've typed in to see if they're ready. If they are ready, we'll get ready to go here and crash and burn. I didn't see a lock or anything. 228 is saying they're ready to go. Just waiting to hear from... And Raging Banana and the Dropship 5 Snap Style team is ready to go. So we are crash and burn mech warriors. So here we go into Drop 2, MRBCLeague.com, Season 9, Week 9, North American Division A, Dropship 5, currently the first place team, versus 228th IBR Blackwatch, currently the third place team. However, it should be noted that 228th IBR Blackwatch, I believe, is 1 match down from Dropship 5 at this point. Is that correct, Batman?
They were a total of 3 drops down coming into this match. So with the current 1-0 lead, they're down 2 overall. I'm talking about drops. Were you talking about matches?
Yeah, totally fine, totally fine. All right, here we are in Frozen City. Frozen City's got 5 points on it. You've got Gamma here. You've got Epsilon on the left-hand side of the map. This is the side of the map that Team 1 spawns on. Theta in the middle of the map here. Then we've got Team 2 set up on the other side of the map. Both teams are starting to come into the dropships now. Here we go, Dropship 5, bringing a Grasshopper 5P, Hunchback 2CA, Nova Prime, Ebajag, Stormcrow, Nova, Arctic Cheetah, and Wolfhound. I do believe that Dropship 5 came to brawl. What do we got on the 228 side, Batman?
228 is running, it looks like a Huntsman, 2 Hunchback 2Cs, just like they did the previous round, a Night Gyre, Arctic Cheetah, Jenner 2C Alpha, that's the laser variant, Timberwolf C, and Stormcrow Prime. So it looks like they've potentially got a mid-range split, you know, half mid-range, half brawly.
And looking at the Dropship 5 loadouts, they are definitely built for brawl. It looks like 228 is also running some skirmish mechs, but a lot of brawl as well, so we are going to see a good fight here.
Yeah, and it looks like they did exactly what I anticipated. They've each grabbed their primary point to contest the score on the map, and now they're both moving in the general vicinity of Theta. Let's see who gets aggressive and tries to step on it first.
Well, 228's making the classic move towards the 7 line here. They've got most of their mechs shifting up behind the buildings in the 7 line, getting that line set with their skirmish mechs. You've got one last bite in that Hunchback. I don't know if he's going to hold the center or move to the right. Airstrike out, but it's a little short of hitting into the mechs. Oh no, actually he got the Funkcon there. Pretty good. He's down 89% now. Meanwhile, we've got Dropship 5 setting up over here along the gap by their initial spawn in by Gamma with their long-range mechs, maybe trying to lure them in. Great airstrike by 228. The Silken down at 82% at this point with that shot.
Now, notice this. They've got the 2 lights from 228 that are still sitting over here in the vicinity of Sigma. They are completely split off from their team at the moment. And it looks like Dropship 5 is moving for Theta first.
That strike misses as it comes in. We've got Dropship 5 sending a couple of mechs to dive on Theta, but the bulk of their forces are set up here at the end of the 7 line. Meanwhile, 228 is steadily advancing down the 7 line. Airstrike out over here on Mikado and Panic, unable to do a significant amount of damage, but Panic at 72% at this point. Damage numbers appear to be in favor of Dropship 5 at this point, with a few mechs down below 80%.
Yes, they've got a little bit of a damage lead, and now they have a cap lead at the moment, although it looks like the lights from the 228 side are contemplating making a move on one of these points, either Theta or Pot. No, they're moving away from Kappa. It's Theta or bust.
Panic button's down at 65%. I do think that the damage favor is in favor of 228 at this point. Panic at 58%. Great strike by Dropship 5. 228 is backpedaling on their heels, and Torak getting first blood for 228, bringing down Snap Style.
Yeah, but one last bite just went down as well.
Charlemagne, it's a 1-1 game now at this point. Charlemagne bringing down one last bite. Charlemagne over here in a light fight. We've got Charlemagne and his Wolfhound.
Here come the lights from 228 to back up the rest of their team.
And, oh, Brother Tiber bringing down Edmeister. And Edmeister bringing down Charlemagne. I think that might have been an airstrike kill on the way out.
Yeah, he left that airstrike behind on his way out the door. It worked out well for him.
3-2 game in favor of Dropship 5 at this point. Matt bringing down Mikado's Soul. Dropship 5 is kind of holding back here at the end of the 7 line, trying to get Torak down. He's alone back here, isolated. He might be trying to get Dropship 5 to turn so that 228 can push in. Starman of Many Colors at 43%, a couple of mechs down below 70% on... Oh! Brandon bringing down the Silken with that shot. Good kill by there. It's a 3-3 game at this point.
Yeah, Torak is isolated. Now he's dead.
Ziaz brings down Torak. Now Dropship 5 is back in the lead again with 4 kills to 3 kills. The last few 228 mechs, the 4 mechs here in the center, kind of holding their line while Dropship 5 tries to envelop on the right side. Good strike out there. Panic down at 52%. Brandon maybe trying to turn some mechs, maybe pull away and try to get caps. Chrisman bringing down Matt. It's a even game again. Both teams being really cagey here, neither willing to commit and go YOLO on this fight.
Yeah, well, they can't afford to. I mean, both teams have suffered severe damage, and their mechs just aren't going to survive more than a salvo or two.
Ziaz moving in on Defunct Con in this Nova, trying to get close and get those shots. Defunct bringing down Starman of Many Colors. 228 is up, and now Ziaz kills Chrisman. It's even again. Brother Tiber bringing Defunct Con. Dropship 5 in the lead again. Panic bringing down Brother Tiber. It is a 2-2 game at this point.
All these mechs,
and it's a 2-1 game at this point. Rage has been his last mech left for Dropship 5. Can he get... Oh, brings down Panic Button. He's trying to find that last mech. Doesn't quite know where he's at. It's a one-on-one game.
We got a Grasshopper against a Jenner 2C.
And there's Brandon Moon behind Rage Banana. He doesn't know that he's there. Rage Banana moving to Cap Epsilon. back into Brandon Moon's cockpit. He's going to go try to grab Theta. I believe that they're going to default to the cap game at this point.
Yeah, the problem is I think that cap game will actually end up going in Brandon Moon's favor. He's got the speed. If he's not legged or blown torso, and he's got the time, he can go ahead and recover those other cap points without getting caught by this crippled grasshopper.
Well, he's decapped Theta now. He's moving back up. Let's see where Raging Banana is at this point. And Raging Banana is moving away from Epsilon to the left. If we recall, Brandon Moon was actually moving from Echo 5 into Delta 6 to the right of Raging Banana at this point. So we've got Brandon Moon moving up on the left. Remember, Raging Banana is over in Fox 6, right at the Fox 6, Fox 7 area right now.
All right, so I'm looking at Brandon Moon. He's open center torso. He's open left torso. But his legs are intact, his engine's intact. He's still capable of running full speed. He just needs to.
And he's found Raging Banana at this point. Raging Banana still does not know he's there, I don't believe.
Yeah, with the change to the skill tree system and the absence of everyone having the seismic sensors that they used to have, it's a lot harder to find those little mechs now.
And Raging Banana trying to get cagey, try to keep his guns up on this Gen 2C. Brandon doing a good job of rotating out and getting those shots on. And Raging Banana brings down Brandon Moon, finishing it out, an 8-7 victory in favor of Dropship 5. That game could not have been any closer. Remember, Raging Banana was open in his shoulder, running that XL engine, one shot and he would have gone down. Batman, talk us through these damage numbers. What do we see here?
Alright, so looking again, Dropship 5, we've got a range. Raging Banana topping the team at 507 damage. Snap Style going down early in that Nova was only able to rack up 40, but the rest of the numbers for the team look good. They have 4 more players that were over 400. 228 this time around. Looks like Panic Button did lead damage at 618. We had Defuncticon at 524 and Torok at 420. Chrisman at 414, so about half the team again exceeding that 400 damage threshold, and then the numbers kind of dwindling down a little bit from there. But that was a back and forth fight. It was unclear, midway through we had no idea who was going to win that one as the damage continued to slide back and forth, and you'd see the lead change hands. I think it changed hands twice at least before that game was over.
Absolutely, it was a real nail-biter there until the very end when we started going in the cockpits. I thought that 228 had the edge as we went down to those last few mechs, and then they got those kills back-to-back, got up on it, and then when it was a Gen 2C versus the Grasshopper, I was just sure that Brandon was going to play the cap game and not get inside of Raging Banana and let it end out that way. But the two gave us a great show, got in a fight, and finished it out for us.
Yep.
So
Looking forward to the next one.
Here we are to the end of Drop 2. Dropship 5 with one win there, 525 rep to 228 Blackwatch's 575 rep. The victory that 228 got in the first drop by not giving up as many kills was able to put them in the lead here after 2 drops. Batman, I'm going to bring up the map strat tool. What happened on that drop, man? Show us.
Okay, sure thing. So as predicted, the two teams, they each captured their primary points like I thought. And then they kind of began this little maneuver around the vicinity of Theta. 228 decided to make a counterclockwise turn down the ridge line on the 7 line side, and Dropship 5 started off just kind of holding a position up here in the Delta line opposite them. Then what wound up happening is Dropship 5 decided to get aggressive. They brought 2 light mechs in, and they came in here and got on Theta. Sorry, I push to talk. I'm having problems with that again. Awesome. There they go. So they took Theta and then decided to just go ahead and push into the rest of the 227 team. 227's lights had been hanging out here in the vicinity of the dropship. When they saw that push, they immediately responded into the back of the opposing team. And, violence erupted and airstrikes were being thrown and mechs were just dying. First one side, then the other. Back and forth pendulum swing for the entire battle.
Absolutely. That was a great fight there. And, Raging Banana taking down that Jenner with those ER large lasers, that's not really a brawling weapon. So to see that happen, it's actually pretty great to see. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and bring up the giveaway tool, and we're going to go ahead and give away 500 MC, courtesy of NGNG TV and the MRBC League. Thanks again, guys, for allowing us to get out here, run these games, and the teams for getting in and playing. So here we go into the giveaway tool. Let's do this 500 MC giveaway right now. And we're rolling. Here we go. And the winner of 500 MC. 500 MC is going to be Chimera 11. Chimera 11. Send L Switchblade a message in Twitch and we will get you that code for 500 MC. Thank you for watching. All right, Batman, we've got both teams getting ready here. Let's go ahead and move in and talk about Drop 3. So Drop 3, again, is the Conquest game mode. We're going to be playing on Canyon Network. Are you guys familiar with Canyon Network? Have people seen this map before? Is this a new map for folks? No?
I don't think so, Switch. Not with the entire preliminary round of last year's World Championships being played exclusively on this map.
That's right.
Everyone's well familiar with it.
All right, so Batman, I've got the map strat up for Canyon Network. Real quick, let me just talk about the map. Sorry about that, guys. It is going to be Canyon Network, and it's Conquest game mode. It is Commander Assassination, 0 lights, 3 mediums, 4 heavies, 1 assault. Each team must bring an 85-ton assault mech, and you're allowed 1 max of any one chassis and 1 duplicate. The bonus on this map is to destroy the enemy commander and keep your commander alive. Batman, I've got the map strat up. Why don't you tell us what we might see here?
Okay, so what we typically see from the Team 1 side is a push to occupy this ridge between Echo 4 and Delta 5. They may or may not deploy some lights into the Alpha Lance to attempt to get into the circle. I'm sorry, I'm talking about domination. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I apologize about that. This line, that still typically holds. So they'll usually secure the Gamma point behind them and then try to push for that Epsilon point as well. You may or may not see Team 2 counter push towards that side. If they're running a brawl deck, then I think you're far more likely to see it. If they're doing some kind of a skirmish deck instead, then you're probably more likely to see some kind of setup in this general area, and they may or may not try to sneak on here and grab Theta as well. Generally speaking, it has been my experience, for whatever that's worth, that the vast majority of the fighting on Canyon Network is done right in this area here.
All right, so we've got both teams getting ready in their lances. It looks like Team 1 is ready to go. Team 2 is getting ready to go here. Batman, with a 1-1 game here, not playing favorites, of course. We want both teams to do well. They're both exciting, great teams to watch. What do you think? How do we, based upon what you've seen so far on the play styles from both teams, where do you see this match going?
If I have to make a prediction right now, I would give a slight edge to 228 on the basis of their significant experience as a team playing at this high level of competition, coupled with the fact that I really think they could have won Drop 2. I was a little surprised that their last pilot in that Jenner 2C did not opt to run and play the cap game. You know, if they find themselves in that situation again, they may go ahead and make that adjustment. And, you know, light versus heavy on a cap strategy, especially on a map like this. You may recall I was rather upset trying to chase down a Shadow, I think it was a Shadow Hawk in a Battle Master on a cap battle that we lost by 1 point on this map. So under the circumstances, slight edge to 228, and let's see if Dropship 5 can make me eat those words.
Here we go. So as we look at the teams coming on the board here for Drop 3, Canyon Network, Conquest, MRBC Season 9, Week 9, Division A, Dropship 5 versus 228 Blackwatch. You've got 5 points across the map. You've got the Epsilon point here over on the east side of the map. Across the middle, you've got Theta, and then you've got Kappa on the west side of the map. Team 2 has the start with Sigma, and then Team 1 has the start with Gamma. Here we go, Dropship 5, bringing in the Night Gyres, Double Night Gyres, a Nova, Timberwolf, Hunchback 2CA, Viper, Warhawk, and Ebonjag. What do we got on the 228 side?
228 is piloting a Griffin 3M, Nova, Summoner, Night Gyre, Orion 2C Alpha, Hunchback 2C Alpha, Battlemaster 2C, that is their command mech, excellent choice, and a Night Gyre Delta.
Awesome. So both teams doubling up on the Night Gyres on this map. Ooh, first shot goes to 228, getting a good hit on Silken. We've got 2 mechs, 4 Dropship 5 set over here on the Delta 5 ramp, Rock 1 over here on the left-hand side. Brother Tiber at 98%. Meanwhile, we've got 228 crossing, Panic Button at 89%. They're coming in, I believe that might be some brawlers that they're coming in with here. Griffin 3M, Summoner B, Hunchback 2CA, and Nova, they're coming in fast, trying to push on these 2 mechs.
Yeah, looks like they're using the low ground to conceal their movement. They're going to pop up into the front of, who is that right there? Brother Timber, perhaps? Or if they can't get a hold of him, maybe one of these other mechs in the back that are jumping over the ridgeline
Brother
now.
Tiber down to 56% already. Mikado's Soul at 60%. Damage advantage definitely in favor of 228 at this point. Dropship 5 with their Overwatch mechs sitting back here watching the fight, putting out that fire. Meanwhile, though, 228 gets in with the Brawlers. Turok bringing down Brother Tiber. Raging Banana bringing down Mikado's Soul. It's a 1-1 game at this point. Zeos bringing down one last bite. It's a 2-1 game in favor of Dropship 5 at this point, but the 228 Brawl mechs are here and they are focusing. Turok brings down the Silken. Saruman of Many Colors brings down R13. It is a 3-2 game in favor of Dropship 5 at this point. 228 still advancing on that line. Their Night Gyres getting in the fights, trying to put down that fire. The two Overwatch mechs for Dropship 5 still putting out impressive amounts of damage. Turok bringing down Zeos. It is a 3-3 game again. This is danger close, guys. The 228 mechs of Overwatch mechs here on the ramp along the ridgeline, putting down that fire. Defunctcom bringing down Saruman of Many Colors. 4-3 game in favor of 228. 228, though, pulling back into the ravine here, maybe taking a little bit of damage trying to reconsolidate.
Yeah, they've split their team now, which means they can't bring all their guns to bear on their target, so I'm a little shocked by that move. Also of note, their
Rage Banana bringing down
mech...
Archon Adam Steiner. Chrisman bringing down Matt 3049. It is a 5-4 game at this point.
Yeah, the damage looks like it's still slightly in 228's favor, and they are up a chassis, but they've lost their command mech, so even if they manage to pull this round out, they're not going to get the bonus, and it looks like they will get the round because Dropship 5 is now down to their final mech, their commander.
And we are in Raging Banana's cockpit watching him try to get through and kill these last 5 mechs that are coming at him.
Only 4.
4 mechs left coming at him. Putting down some fire on that Night Gyre, but Defunctcon getting the kill, ending this in favor of 228. 228's just got to go grab some caps now and finish this off. So there we go, guys. It is an 8-4 game in favor of 228. We had 228 cross along the ridgeline here. Their Overwatch mech set up on this rock on the Delta 5 line, sent their brawlers down into the ravine. They jumped up, got into the fight here, killed a lot of mechs. Meanwhile, Dropship 5 with their 2 Overwatch mechs where Charlemagne's charred body lies, and then moving away from it was Raging Banana, and we had a lot of fighting over here by the bridge. 228 chased a few mechs down here into the middle pass. However, the Overwatch mechs for Dropship 5 weren't able to get enough kills, and those Dropship 5 mechs moving away got killed. The 228 mechs that had pulled into the ravine here to reconsolidate pushed back over and cleaned it up. Game in favor of 228, 8-4.
It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
All right, Batman, talk to us about these damage numbers. What do we see here?
All right, so looking at the 228 side, 1, 2, 3, 4 pilots over 400 damage again. On the Dropship 5 side, you have Raging Banana, the last pilot to go down in that Warhawk, almost 800 damage. And Matt, 3049 in a Timberwolf, 635. So, I mean, their pilots were definitely putting up a solid fight. In fact, all of their pilots were over 200 damage, so everyone contributed. They just weren't able to close out those last couple mechs. You may recall looking before the round ended, each of those surviving mechs on the 228 side were below 50% health.
All right, so let's get back into the lobby, talk about this match that we just watched. After the end of Drop 3, 228 in the lead, 2 drop wins to 1 win by Dropship 5. Blackwatch with 875 rep to the 625 rep for Dropship 5. Batman, I got the map strat tool up on the screen. What happened there?
All right, so it looked like 228 was originally going to establish a fire position roughly here with the majority of their mechs. They did have those 3 mechs that were equipped for Brawl, and they knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to use the low ground to conceal their movement to close with the enemy team. They rightly predicted that Dropship 5 would be most likely trying to take and occupy the ridge line between Echo 4 and Delta 5, much like we described before the match began. Now, those brawling mechs were all jump capable, and so as soon as they saw that the Dropship 5 team was down in the low ground between Echo 4 and Echo 5, they immediately jumped over this ridge and got straight in the fight. The fire support mechs had moved out over here on the Delta 5 side, and all of their fire was coming right down this line, and they just took down mech after mech. Dropship 5 had a couple mechs, including their commander over here in Echo 5, pouring fire into the flank of the brawling mechs as they advanced, and they were able to put out a lot of damage. They just weren't able to bring those mechs down. Once those mechs got, critically low on health, I'm going to go ahead and wipe this real quick. Once they were critically low on health, they came back over here on the other side to preserve their fighting strength until they could re-engage and finish off the last couple mechs from Team 1.
Another great recap there, Batman. Thank you so much for that. I honestly did not see that going quite the way that it did. The numbers that 228 were able to keep on the field afterwards, pushing into that line. I'm a huge fan of the brawl, but I thought that Dropship 5 had a pretty good line set up to receive that, and I expected more of those mechs on the 228 side to go down. That being said, great push by 228. Way to use the terrain to their advantage. Those Overwatch mechs putting out that damage. That was a really fun match to watch.
It sure was. And I think, if I may, the reason I think that they were able to be so effective is Dropship 5, they had this line here and they had these two mechs here, which is great if they're trying to repel an enemy attack from this direction. But when 228's, when their fire line was set up over here and then their mechs came in like this, they just basically ran down that flank, eliminating one mech at a time instead of walking into a wall of fire from, say, Delta 3.
All right, so here we go, moving into Drop 4. Drop 4, Terra Therma Conquest, Flank Engagement, 2 Light, 2 Medium, 2 Heavy, 2 Assault, max 1 of any chassis, 1 duplicate allowed. The bonus on this one is to destroy all the enemy Heavy and Assault mechs. And you'll recall, as Batman called it in the last match, because the commander on the 228 side died, they were unable to secure that bonus. So that's going to cost them 50 reputation points. They might be looking to get those bonuses through the next 2 drops to maintain that point lead that they've got. So Drop 4, Terra Therma Conquest, both teams are getting ready to lock in, Batman. So very quickly, what might we expect to see on this map from these teams based upon what we've seen so far tonight?
What I think we'll see, it seems pretty, with these two teams, they're really not as concerned with capturing the points as you might see in some of the lower divisions. In fact, in that previous match that we saw, 228 ignored the conquest points altogether until after they'd eliminated the other team. It worked for them that round. I don't see any reason why they would do anything different. Now, they may, because of the way the points are distributed on this map, they may go ahead and secure Gamma on their way to the engagement. But I would not expect them to fan out trying to secure points, nor would I expect Dropship 5 to do that, because when you spread your team too far and they can't mutually support each other, one team ends up with an odd numbered advantage and with the skill of these pilots, with their gunnery, their ability to mass fire on a single target, you just can't afford to give away even a few seconds of an odd numbered mismatch can just be devastating to your team. So I think what we're going to end up seeing is a big fight somewhere here around Theta. I'm not going to say it's going to be directly on the point, but in that general area, unless someone decides to be a little squirrely, maybe Dropship 5 comes the long way around through Kappa. We've seen that happen a couple times. If that's the case, then I would think that fight would probably occur somewhere here between Fox 5 and Golf 6.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this match, to be honest. I think Terra Therma is, we're probably going to see 4 night gears on the field. Let's just call that right now, right? Both teams are going to bring 2 night gears apiece. I really like this map. I think it lends itself well to Brawl. I think it lends itself well to Overwatch. And it even lends itself well to, within a couple of places specifically, some of the long-range Overwatch fights that we've seen all through Worlds. With the current meta tilted a little bit more towards tanky brawly mechs in my skirmishy mechs in my opinion, and the preponderance of strikes and sort of not allowing teams to set up those lines and sit there and put out that fire. I do agree that we're probably going to see fighting, Fox 7, Golf 6, Golf 5, generally in the center of the map area. I don't know that we're going to see fighting directly on Theta. Most teams realize that that's a death trap coming from the north as you push in through Echo 7 or Fox 8, but we might see one of those teams shift out, push down the 5 line, and do that fight in Golf 6 or over in Golf 8, Golf 7. So we'll see what these teams do. That's one of the advantages of being able to cast, this division of play. We get to see what the top tier players in the game are thinking and doing, and allowing us to incorporate that into our own strategies, as well as seeing how the meta may have shifted post skill tree. We've had a few matches that have been cast, a number of teams have spent time in it, but we still haven't been in this post skill tree scenario for very long. And I do think that we're still sort of settling in, if you will, into the meta. So let's see how this unfolds. We've got Team 1 locked in, Team 2 getting locked in now. I would like to point out, though, Team 1 is currently sitting at 470 tons to 510 tons for Team 2. So Team 1 is definitely running a lighter drop deck than Team 2 at this point. Team 1 being Dropship 5, of course.
You know, Switch, real quick before this round kicks off, I want to double tap on what you were saying a moment ago about the evolution of the meta post skill tree injection. I think that is still a work in progress. I would not be surprised if these tier 1 teams are going to be the ones who kind of figure out the most effective builds moving forward and then seeing that trickle down to the other divisions. But I don't think it's set in stone at this point. I think that it's a work in progress. I don't think there's been enough time for a thorough trial and error to really identify what the top strategies are going to be. But I have seen a shift in gameplay. We've kind of gotten away from the pure poke decks that we've seen in some of these upper divisions in the past. And, you know, that last drop being a good example from 228. They had 3 mechs that were dedicated brawlers, and then the remaining 5 that did Overwatch. So I think we're going to see a little more diversity in the gameplay than what we were accustomed to prior to the release of the skill tree. So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, absolutely. We are crash and burn mech warriors at this point. Here we go. Season 9, Week 9, North American Division A, MRBCLeague.com. Currently 228 Blackwatch in the lead, 2 drops to 1 drop against Dropship 5. Moving into round 4, drop 4 on Terra Therma Conquest. Let's see how this unfolds. So on Terra Therma, we've got Team 1 drops in over here by the Sigma cap point. Team 2 drops in by the Gamma cap point. And then we've got Epsilon, Kappa, and Theta spread across the middle. Batman was talking about seeing a lot of fighting here around the Theta area. And on Theta, you've got some approaches here from Fox 8. You've got another approach here from Golf 8. The position that I was talking about here was this Golf 7 rock structure. The Golf 7 rock structure has got pretty good overwatch over Theta and the 2 passes to the right. But we've seen teams come up from that left side of the map and get this fight here in Golf 6. So let's see how this unfolds. Dropship 5 bringing a Warhawk, Stormcrow, Arctic Cheetah, Wolfhound, Ebonjag, Nova, Marauder 2C, and another Ebonjag. Double up on the Ebonjag on this hot map. Interesting. What is 228 bringing?
Well, you were correct about the double Night Jeers on the 228 side. They've got Chrisman and Defuncticon in Night Jeers right off the bat. They have a Nova for one last bite, Atlas, an Atlas 7 for Archon Adam Steiner, a Highlander 33C for Panic Button. I can't remember the last time I saw one of those in competitive play. Griffin, an Arctic Cheetah, and a Jenner 2C Alpha.
Wow, this is going to be a good fight. We've already got 228 capping both Kappa and Gamma. Meanwhile, Dropship 5 has capped both Epsilon and Sigma. Dropship 5 moving around the northwest side of the map towards the old center of Terra Therma. For those of you that remember it, this center structure, as they move around towards Kappa, it looks like. Meanwhile, 228's moving in force, it looks like, towards Theta. Along one of the approaches that we talked about here, the Golf 6 approach towards that Golf 7 rock structure. Setting up for an Overwatch position. Meanwhile, we've got the two Dropship 5 mechs out here, Saruman and Charlemagne, trying to get eyes on 228 in the center there. And Saruman's spotted them. I think he probably sees all those mechs at this point. I wonder if 228 has spotted them.
I'm sitting in Panic Button's cockpit at the moment, and he can't see any of the Dropship 5 mechs at the moment. But the reason I picked him is because he's the one piloting that Highlander. I wanted to know what he would be bringing in that mech, and he's running Brawl. He's got AC-20 and triple SRM-6 with Artemis, so not a build that I would have anticipated by any means. But, you know, like we discussed, they're bringing Brawly mechs mixed in with their Overwatch mechs, and it's been working for them up to this point, so we'll see if it continues to work for them.
And 228's collapsed on Theta, capturing Theta. Dropship 5 has recapped Kappa, and then 228 sending 2 of their mechs out to cap Epsilon. It looks like we're going to have to force the fight here with a cap advantage. 228 sending both their light mechs over to Epsilon at this point. Looks like Dropship 5 is rotating in bulk towards Gamma. We've got a little bit of fire coming at the 228 mechs, or sorry, the Dropship 5 mechs from 228, but it's not a lot of damage being done. It's paint scratching at these ranges here. Both teams know where the bulk of their forces are. Dropship 5 at the southwest corner at Gamma, and 228 sitting at Theta. And we've got 6 of the 228 mechs around Theta, 2 over by Epsilon, and we've got the lights with Dropship 5 linking up with their main body. It looks like 228 sending one of their lights. Who is this over here? It looks like Edmeister. I don't know if he's going to go around and try to get eyes or if he's going to go and try to cap Sigma. But we have a 3-2 cap game at this point in favor of Dropship 5, forcing 228 to make a move at some point in one way or the other.
Yeah, and I like this position that Dropship 5 has selected. They've got some cover there. They've got a little bit of concealment, and they can shift in and out, rotate their mechs in and out, spread the damage around. I think that's a good spot for them to kind of force this fight to come to them.
It looks like Dropship 5 starting to advance up around these rock structures that I'd mentioned earlier, putting out some fire here. Banana at 80%, 78%, 73%, taking some great damage from airstrikes there. 228's currently sitting with most of their mechs in the 90s, but 3 mechs in the 70s. Dropship 5's got 1 mech in the 70s. Damage advantage currently in Dropship 5's favor.
Yeah, Panic Button's down to 69. He's still trying to get in range to bring his weapon systems to bear.
And it looks like we've got 228 is now advancing across this rock structure, using the terrain as cover while they close with these shorter range mechs.
One last bite, got a good shot in on Snap Style, took 9% off of him with a single salvo from his pulse lasers on that Nova.
Chrisman trying to slice the pie over here for Raging Banana, but he is paying the price for it, definitely losing that trade. Raging Banana at 64, Chrisman at 54 now. Matt's jumping in to take that position from Chrisman. We've got a rotation to the right. Panic Button on point here in his Highlander. He's a little outpacing his other mechs. Ziaz and Matt able to get the kill on Panic Button as he rounded the corner. I don't know if they see those 2 mechs up there putting fire on him. Adam sees it, is trying to twist into it.
Yeah, one last bite's getting double teamed right now as he tries to rejoin.
Matt bringing down Chrisman, Ziaz bringing down Archon Adam Steiner as they round that corner. Great positioning by Dropship 5. It's a 4-0 game in favor of Dropship 5. Now it's a 4-1 game in favor of Dropship 5. Defunct Kong getting teamed up on right now. We've got Aspirin and the Griffin 3M trying to bring down that Marauder 2C, Matt, but not going to be able to do it, I think, before he goes down. Sarman bringing down Defunct Kong, Silken bringing down Aspirin. It is a 6-1 game in favor of Dropship 5. 7-1 game in favor of Dropship 5, and the last 228 mech is the cap mech out there, Edmeister, grabbing those points.
Yeah, he's currently got 4 caps secured for his team, but they're not fully captured, which means that Dropship 5 will be able to flip those relatively quickly, all but Theta. And with 7-1 mechs in their favor and the lights still on the table, I think they're going to be able to overtake 228 and secure this drop as a victory.
Yeah, we're currently in the cockpit of Edmeister. Edmeister is the last remaining player for 228 Blackwatch. He's running in an Arctic Cheetah. He secured caps. We've got 7 mechs for Dropship 5 on the field, currently near the center of the map, around Theta. And we've got Edmeister. It looks like he's going to try to play the cap game, get out here and get these points. With a 2 cap to 3 cap situation right now, and the number of mechs on the Dropship 5 team, I don't know that he's going to be able to play the cap game, but I think he might be hanging out here, playing, using a word other than KG, to wait for someone to come grab Sigma and get a kill.
Yes, I think what he's going to do here is hopefully, he's hoping that the other team is going to spread their mechs out to try to go ahead and secure all those caps, and maybe be able to pick one off and secure a few more reputation points for his team. On the other hand, he may opt to simply try to deny the enemy the kill just to deny them the reputation for his death. I mean, it amounts to the same, more or less.
We've got Sarman of many colors moving towards this cap point right now. Edmeister hanging out behind this position. Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be cheetah on cheetah action here. Cheetah on cheetah violence.
Yep, he's going for it.
And here comes Edmeister fighting against Sarman. They're relatively even in damage at this point.
Yeah, but this is really important. Sarman managed to uncap Sigma. So even though, he's still being fought by Edmeister, even if he dies, this whole time, Dropship 5 is overtaking 228 on the points cap because they're not scoring any points. And
Sarman securing the leg kill against Edmeister. Dropship 5 securing the victory. An 8-1 victory in favor of Dropship 5. What a good push receiving of push by Dropship 5, I should say. Batman, talk to us about these damage numbers.
Alright, so you recall they went a full counterclockwise pivot around and behind the 228 position once 228 had pushed onto Theta, and they set up on that high ground just to the south of them, where it looks like 1, 2, 3. Half their team did over 400 damage, and almost all of them were over 200. In contrast, 228, they had 2 pilots over 400, 2 pilots over 200, and the rest just weren't able to do much. I mean, you got Archon Adam Steiner in an Atlas, 62 damage. Panic Button in a Highlander, 31 damage. Far be it from me to critique the decisions these pilots are making, but they weren't able to get in close enough to use those mechs to full effect.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get out of this and look at the map strat here and talk about what we saw these teams doing as we get back into the lobby. Here we are at the end of Drop 4. It's a 2-2 game. Dropship 5 up 975 rep, over 900 reputation for the Blackwatch, 228th Blackwatch. Batman, map strat is up. What happened on that map?
I need about 3 seconds, brother. I'm still loading
No
out
worries.
of the... There
no
we go.
worries.
All right, so here we go. Dropship 5, they decided to execute a counterclockwise push. They started in Sigma, worked their way around to Kappa, and then after 228, who came up through Gamma and into Theta, and then eventually snagging Epsilon along the way, once they had pushed into Theta, Dropship 5 continued this push, and they came all the way back around to this hill in the Hotel 7 region, and that's where they set up their fire base, and it worked for them. I mean, you had 228, they had 2 light mechs that were over here capping Epsilon, they went over here, they snagged Sigma, and then one came back and rejoined the fight, but the rest of their team was sitting in the vicinity of Theta, which you pointed out earlier as a death trap, and it wound up being a death trap. I don't think their mechs actually died in that position, but even when they made the decision to push into, I'm going to wipe the board. This is where 228 was, and they were the red team. Sorry about that. And Dropship 5 down here. Once 228 made the decision to push down this way, I think it was right about this line or so where I noticed that Panic Button in the Highlander was already down below 70% before he'd fired a single shot. I'm guessing Archon Adam Steiner was much in the same position, because by the time they got up here where they could bring their SRMs to bear, I mean, they may have gotten a single salvo off each before they dropped. One last bite was over here in a Nova fighting on this side. He was chewing at the corners of the Dropship 5 formation, but then, their mechs counter pushed on him. It was a Viper and a second mech, I think it was a Cheetah, that came in behind him and brought him down before he could do enough to support his team. And it just, once that pendulum gets tilted past a certain point, there's just no coming back.
All right, as we get ready to move into Drop 5, this is the last drop of the match. Both teams are going into this 2-2. Dropship 5 with a slight reputation and point advantage. That's 975 to 900 over 228 Blackwatch. As we go into Drop 5, HPG Manifold Conquest. 2 lights, 0 mediums, 2 heavies, 4 assaults, max 1 of any chassis, and 1 duplicate allowed. And the bonus is destroy the enemy assault mechs. Batman, HPG, Competitive Play, Division A. What are we going to see?
Well, if it was a brawl strategy, you'd see someone pushing in here into Theta and securing that and trying to force the other team to walk into the basement and die. I don't think we're going to see that, though. Based on our matches against 228 during the Star League, I think we're going to see a little bit more poke. I think we're going to see some mechs up on these walls. And I may be completely mistaken. Given that it's not a domination game, they may not see any advantage in doing that, but I think we might see 1 or 2. The whole night they've been using, I'd say, 2 mechs that were built for Overwatch that can engage from a little bit further range, while the rest of their team moves in and brawls. And given the way the sight lines are broken in and around Theta, that may not be what they do this time, but it wouldn't shock me if they gave that a go. Dropship 5, what did they do last time? They did set up an Overwatch position. They were shooting at range, and I believe they actually, from this side of the map, have an easier time getting up on the high ground, so maybe they'll go for that again. So we'll either have a little bit of this crossfire going on here, or we'll see one or both teams sneak into the basement and try to secure a point lead and force the other team to move in. I don't know. Anybody's game at this point. They're what, separated by 75 reputation points? I mean,
75 reputation, yep.
This one, it's a coin toss right now. I'm excited to see what they come up with.
Yeah, both teams are getting ready. Let's take a quick peek at the stats again. So Dropship 5, who's playing Team 1 tonight, on Drop 5, they have a 100% win ratio. And looking at Team 2, 228 on this map, I think they're sitting at also a 60% rate. So this is the worst record that 228 has of the drops that they've done. So they are definitely statistically climbing an uphill battle here as we go and get into this last drop. They're also coming into it with a 75-point deficit to Dropship 5. So it is crucial that 228 both keep mechs alive and destroy the Dropship 5 mechs.
Absolutely. They're going to want that bonus, that 50, that little chunk of 50 reputation points could be the difference. I mean, they're that close at this point, so they're definitely going to be looking to achieve those secondary objectives.
So as we're getting ready to drop into Dropship 5 here, MRBCLeague.com, Season 9, North American Division A, Week 9, Dropship 5 versus 228th IBR Blackwatch. We're sitting at 555 tons for Dropship 5 and 540 tons for Blackwatch. Last game, that was flipped, right? Dropship 5 had much less tonnage than 228. They played more of a defensive game, setting up the concave, waiting for 228 to push into them. Those two mechs set up on the high ground there. I think it was Matt and Zioz shooting down, destroying those mechs. We're now flipping the tonnage here, so I'm curious if what we're going to see from 228 is a similar strategy with lighter mechs setting up, trying to receive that push, even though we've not seen pushes from Dropship 5 tonight.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Dropship 5 show as much aggression as 228 up to this point. And given the way we were discussing earlier about which side on this map has easier access to the high ground, I don't think we're going to see them initiate a push unless they're forced to. Now, given that 228 has the lighter tonnage, you may be able to imply by that they have greater speed. If they get into the basement and secure Theta first, they might be able to force that push.
All right, we've got both teams sitting ready. Let me check and see if they're ready to go. We've got an indication of ready from 228 and an indication of ready from... Man, I thought I could stretch that out until they said something, but I'm not going to be able to do that. Still waiting on Team 1 to indicate that they are ready to go. As soon as they say ready, we will drop this. And ready from Team 1, we are Crash and Burn Mech Warriors, Drop 5, Season 9, North American Division A, Dropship 5 versus 228 the Blackwatch. As we go into Drop 5, Dropship 5 has a 75 reputation point lead over 228 the Blackwatch. Blackwatch playing a very aggressive brawl/skirmish deck throughout the night. Dropship 5 playing a receive sort of poke deck throughout the night. We'll see how Drop 5 goes here on HPG Manifold Conquest.
Yeah, I think we're going to see an engagement in the Fox 6, Echo 6 area just based on which lances they locked in on. I think that's where the initial contact is going to be made.
So as we get ready to go into Drop 5 here, Team 1 drops on the west side of the map, I believe, and Team 2 drops on the east side of the map. That is correct. Nope, I'm sorry. Team 2 drops in on the southwest side of the map. Team 1 drops in on the northeast side of the map. You've got Epsilon and Gamma on the north side of the map, Kappa and Sigma on the southwest side of the map, and Theta here in the middle. Again, 5 cap points, 750 points to end the game, and we will see if these teams play the cap game or if they play a straight-up fight game. Here we go. Team 1, Dropship 5, Silken bringing a Warhawk, Brother Tiber, Kodiak 3, Snapsnarl, Marauder 2C, Matt, another Marauder 2C, Charlemagne, Arctic Cheetah, Raging Banana, Grasshopper 5P, Saruman and Jenner, and Zios and Eben Jag. Both teams moving directly in towards Theta. What's 228 bringing?
228 has doubled up on the Battlemaster 2C. They have a Marauder 2C, a Warhawk C, Arctic Cheetah, Jenner 2C Alpha, a Nightgyre, and a Dragon 1C piloted by Krisman. So that definitely looks like a poke deck to me, minus the 2 lights.
Yeah, and 228 setting up on the south gate already, putting down significant damage on Brother Tiber in his Kodiak 3. Silken's trying to poke out, put some cover down so that maybe Tiber can cross that open ground and get out in the fight. 228, though, with a solid line here on the southwest corner of the map. These Battlemasters putting out a lot of damage. Taking some damage on return. We've got both those mechs in their 90s right now, but Krisman backing them up in that Dragon 1C. Meanwhile, we've got a couple of 228 mechs rotating out to the left here, and a number of Dropship 5 mechs, looks like 3 Dropship 5 mechs, moving up to counter that and grab the top center. Charlemagne and Saruman maybe diving on Theta right now to get that 3 cap advantage. Ziaz with the Evan Jag here, trying to put down some laser vomit across the field. Don't really know. Oh, airstrike coming in. Let's see how it does. Not a great hit. Did not do enough damage there to Ziaz or Matt 3049. Brother Tiber down to 75% in his Kodiak. Meanwhile, we've got Raging Banana in the Grasshopper 5P just getting up on the wall, trying to make that rotation and get some shots in.
Yeah, he was actually firing off from the ledge behind him using, I'm assuming, extended range large lasers and trying to just outrange the opposing team with minimal return damage. I mean, he's been exchanging fire with them for almost 2 minutes now and is only down 3% damage.
Look at this 228 position here. You've got two mechs sort of playing safety. You've got a linebacker here with Defunct Con and Brandon Moon, and then you've got your defensive line, One Last Bite, Archon Adam Steiner, and Mikado Soul. This is very reminiscent of either a soccer team or a football team as they're lined up across here. Meanwhile, Dropship 5, they've got 3 mechs over here, 4 mechs over here playing the left side over towards the southwest or east side of the map. And then we've got a couple of Dropship 5 mechs, Matt and Snap style, maybe just holding on the right side, not really in the fight at this point.
Yeah, but they don't need to be. Their lights just went in and secured Theta. As long as 228's sitting out there on the open ground, they're falling behind.
And so 228's determined that they cannot be losing these cap points. They're starting to rotate around the right-hand side, move up on the Dropship 5 mechs. Maybe this is when we're going to see Matt and Snapstyle come in from the high ground and put down fire. I don't really know what Matt was shooting at there. I think he thought he saw a mech, but there is no mech there.
I saw a couple shots being fired in the direction of Zeos, but he's doing a good job of using that hill. He's popping up, engaging, and then backing down before the return can be too traumatic.
And Edmeister at 57%, the lowest damage on the field right now. It looks like damage advantage from my perspective appears to be in favor of Dropship 5. Snapsnile and Matt now putting the fire down from their Marauder 2Cs. They're both in the 80s. We've got
Ooh, that was
Sarman
a
and
solid
Charlemagne.
airstrike. Dropship 5 just dumped a solid airstrike on 228's position.
Yep.
Those 4 mechs there in the corner where Mikado Soul and Defuncticon are. And there goes another one.
Another
they
solid
are getting
airstrike.
hammered by those airstrikes right
We've got
now.
airstrikes coming in on these mechs as 228 sort of balled up in this corner here. It looks like they're trying to push out of it, though. We've got a 4 mechs pushing to the right. And First Blood goes to Dropship 5 Sarman, bringing down Panic Button. Looks like the next focus fire is going to be Chrisman in that Dragon, but we've got Brandon Moon and One Last Bite approaching Silken, who's down. Brandon Moon brings down the Silken. Raging Banana up high. We've got Brother Tiber in the doorway there. They're trying to put down that fire and Brother Tiber bring him down. Meanwhile, Adam Archon Steiner and Mikado Soul moving into cover. Matt putting down fire. Airstrikes outbound on Matt. He's at 61%. We've got Snapstyle at 73%. Most of 228's getting out of that kill box they're in, but here comes the Dropship 5 light. Pushing it now.
They're trying to get down Edmeister.
Edmeister at 49%. Chrisman bringing down Brother Tiber. It's a 2-1 game in favor of 228 at this point. Now 228's in a good position behind this ball. Zia's bringing down Defunct Con. It's a 2-2 game in favor of no one. It's all.
I would still say the edge is with Dropship 5 right now. Not only do they have the cap lead, they have the damage lead as well.
Look at this position pulling up straight over it. We've got Dropship 5 completely encapsulating and surrounding the 228 mechs. Brandon Moon was able to break out of the circle in his Jenner, and he's trying to break that line, but 228 is tucked in against this wall, trying to not take fire from the high ground. Banana putting down significant fire. Charlemagne putting down significant fire. And here comes Snapstyle and Matt in those Marauder 2Cs to choke them out. It looks like 228 is going to try to rotate out to the left, but they are currently completely surrounded. Charlemagne bringing down Chrisman. It's a 3-2 game in favor of Dropship 5 at this point. Brandon and Mikado both breaking out. Mikado pushing up the hill, trying to get Ziaz down, but he's got Sarman on his back. He turns and Ziaz finishes off. Ziaz bringing down Mikado. Charlemagne bringing down Adam Archon Steiner. The last 2 mechs coming down. Charlemagne bringing down One Last Bite. We've got Brandon left alone in the Jenner 2C as he runs away and tries to maybe play the cap game. He's moving on Theta now, but it is currently 6 standing Dropship 5 mechs to a single 228 mech. Dropship 5 with a commanding field presence, getting the high ground here with Raging Banana, moving across the field with those Marauder 2Cs, getting it behind it. They're fast movers along the wall here. Meanwhile, 228 trying to push out of that choke point that they were, or the open ground that they were in here, but putting themselves into this little ball here. And look at this pile of bodies. Sarman bringing down Brandon Moon, and that is game in favor of Dropship 5. 8-6. Dropship 5 takes Drop 5.
And they're going to retain first place in Division A.
I'm sorry, 8-2. That was not 8-6. That was 8-2. 228 bringing down 2 mechs with 6 left on the field. Batman, let's talk about these damage numbers.
All right, so Dropship 5 side, every single pilot exceeded 300 damage. The top end was Snapstyle in the Marauder 2C, 799. 228 on the opposing side. It looks like you got Archon Adam Steiner topping them out at 666. Everyone contributing. Ed Meister wasn't able to do as much as the rest, but those are the breaks every now and then. But I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pilots over 400 damage. They were engaged. They were fighting back and fighting hard. I think really what got them was those 2 or 3 consecutive airstrikes when they were balled up in that corner in the open ground. And they made that move and got that wall between them and the opposing team. It was a good move. I think it was just a little too late.
One thing to point out here, Archon Adam Steiner confirmed Devil, 666 damage. So here we are, guys, at the end of Drop 5, Dropship 5, 1,325 rep, 3 drops 1, 2 drops 1, and 950 rep for 228th IBR Blackwatch. Batman, I'm going to bring up the map strat. Why don't you talk to us about what happened on that drop?
Okay, sure. So we actually did correctly anticipate where the initial exchanges would be. You had the majority of the Dropship 5 team deploying over here in Bravo Lance, 2 mechs in Alpha, and I think they had 2 in Charlie. They must have. And so their team came over here and occupied high ground and just started putting shots on the opposing team while scouting the area around Theta with their lights. They didn't move in initially. In fact, they waited quite a little bit longer than I thought they would. Meanwhile, you had the majority of 228's team, specifically their big mechs, deploying here in the Charlie Lance, and they came in right here in Fox 5 and started trading back and forth through here. Initially, those trades were fairly even. Their points were capped, Kappa and Sigma. The 2 points for the opposing team were capped, Epsilon and Gamma. Theta was untouched, and for about the first, I'd say, 4 minutes of the match, it looked like it was going to be pretty even and hard to determine a winner. What wound up happening was those big mechs got clustered here in Fox 6, and with a little bit of recon, Team 1, Dropship 5, was able to determine that they could get some good pinpoint airstrikes on that position. And I believe I saw at least 2 and possibly even a third airstrike hit that cluster of mechs before they were able to escape over here towards Echo 6, where they reformed. They got over here in relatively good order, but having sustained a lot of damage. Meanwhile, with them moving over here to the Echo 6, Echo 7 side of the map, the Dropship 5 team, they went ahead and made the call. Their light mechs came in here, secured Theta, and that started putting the pressure on because now they had a 3-2 cap advantage, and 228 could not afford to remain in their strong position, and eventually they just got picked off as they tried to break out.
Once again, another great breakdown by Batman there. So here we are at the end of Drop 5, Dropship 5, bringing home the win tonight, 1,325 reputation point to 950 reputation point for 228 IBR, the Blackwatch. Batman, we're going to go into the post-game here and look at what the positioning on these teams looks like after this match tonight. So, Dropship 5, their current reputation points after this drop are... Oh, I had that wrong. 2 seconds, guys. I had this loaded earlier from the Div C game that we are going to cast, so I am fixing that right now. This calculator will do all the work for me so that I don't have to do any of that nonsense. So here we go. After this drop, Dropship 5 is sitting at 11,325 reputation points to 10,125 reputation points for 228 IBR the Blackwatch. That means that Dropship 5 maintains their first place position. 228 moves into second place over Osiris by about 500 reputation points or so. With one more, both Dropship 5 and 228 are sitting at 7 matches played, so they've both got another match to play to put them on par with Osiris from matches played perspective. I do think that we have secured the first and second place teams for the season at this point. However, Dropship 5 and 228 still have one match left to play against each other, which means that the winner of that match could in fact be the first place team. I don't think that Dropship 5 is far enough ahead yet to claim total victory. A 1,750 point win by the Blackwatch, keeping Dropship 5 down to a low reputation score, like a 5-0 in favor of Blackwatch, could put Blackwatch in first place. This season is not over in Division A. I will do my best to try to partner up with Batman to cast the next match between Dropship 5 and 228, but this right now is the 1 and 2 place teams in Division A. Batman, any comments on that?
You're spot on, Switch. I mean, the big thing is the fact that the now third place team Osiris has already played an additional match above and beyond these two teams. So even though their score is not that far behind 228's, 228 has what, 3 more matches to play in the season, 2 more matches to play in the season, and they're going to be able to retain a lead over the rest of the division. It really is going to boil down to how these two teams finish out for the number 1 and the number 2 spots.
All right, so as promised, we're going to move into the giveaway portion of the cast. We've got 4 giveaways at this point. We've done 1 500 MC giveaway so far, Shamara 11 bringing home that. I've got 2 500 MC codes and 2 mech bays we're going to be giving away right now. I'm going to load the viewer list into Latch Tools, and we're going to give these away. We were trying to give enough time to give the teams a chance to join the lobby so they could have a chance to win these prizes as well. So here we go. We're going to roll for 500 MC. Let me quickly add the viewers to this chat. I've got to remove just a couple of people, guys. Apologize for the delay. We'll get going here in just a second. Got to remove myself. Got to remove the Batman because he's casting. He does not. Oh, he's not in the channel. Good. We're going to remove Moobot because he's in here, and we're going to remove Chimera because he's won already. So going to remove Chimera 11 from this roll. All right, here we go. 500 MC giveaway. This is the second lot of 500 MC going away tonight, and we are rolling. Remember, guys, if you end up being the winner, you got to send El Switchblade a message, a whisper through Twitch so I know to give you that code. The winner of this, please send a whisper to El Switchblade via Twitch so I can send you that code. We're rolling for 500 MC. And the winner is Anna Delin. Anna Delin wins 500 MC. Send a message to Switch via Twitch, and I will give you the code for that 500 MC. All right, let's roll for the last lot of 500 MC. Let me remove Anna from the roll since she or he, whoever, just won this, and we are rolling now. Last lot of 500 MC. We are rolling now. Who do you think's going to win it, Batman? Give me a name. Give me any name.
I'm not watching the feed, man. I don't know.
Just pick a name at random.
All right, given that our team tends to support our cast, I'm going to throw Daidachi's name out.
Daidachi is the winner, is what you're calling. All right, noted. Oh, so close. It just rolled off of Perko. Grim57, Grim57 winning 500 MC. Grim57, send a whisper to El Switchblade. I will give you the code for that. All right, we are now rolling for mech bays. I've got 2 mech bays to give away. Let me just change this to mech bays. Remove Grim57 from the roll since he just won something. And we are rolling again for mech bay. Again, guys, if you are, it's mech bay, not mech bays. You win a mech bay, 1 mech bay. If you win this, please send a whisper to El Switchblade, and I will send you the code via Twitch. Send a whisper to El Switchblade via Twitch. Roll 1 is rolling, and we're ending up. Who's going to win the mech bay? And it's going to be Xavier NBT. Xavier NBT. Send a whisper to El Switchblade, and we'll give you the code for that mech bay. And we're going to remove Xavier from the roll here since he just won something. And we're rolling for the last giveaway. The last giveaway is for a mech bay, a single mech bay. Rolling it now. Let's hope it goes to one of the pilots. I don't mean to send favoritism, but I would really like one of the 16 pilots that played tonight to get this giveaway. So, crossing fingers, hoping that one of those pilots wins this giveaway tonight. 1 mech bay coming up right now. MRBCleague.com, NGNGTV.com, MWO.com. Check it out. Oh no! Almost landed on RJ Bass. Blue Skull. Send a message to Switch via Twitch, and I will give you that code. That's BIU Skull. So that concludes the giveaways. That's the end of that fun portion of the cast. Again, this is the Season 9 North American Division A Week 9 Dropship 5 taking away with a 3-2 win over Blackwatch. I love a 3-2 match. I love it when it goes that way. I don't like 4-1s. I don't like 5-0s. I like 3-2s.
You like 5-0s when we're the ones winning.
This is a fair call out. I do like 5-0s when it's us doing it. So this is it right now for this cast. But coming up this week, we've got some more casts coming up. We've got Smoke Adders, Winged Viper Cluster versus Blackstone Knights. RJ Base is going to be casting that tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern. Tune in, guys. RJ Base and Mikado Soul probably going to cast that. On Sunday, Marine Mechs the Cabal versus Isengrim. Point of note, Isengrim was added today to the Battletech canon. They were voted in and selected as one of the units that's going to go into the next Battletech source book that comes out. So Isengrim is now a canon unit. That's funny. So that's coming up on Sunday. We've got that match. And then following up next Thursday, we've got the Division C fight for first place. 2323 Reggies versus Clan Widowmaker, or Division D, excuse me. This is the Division D fight for first place. So tune in, guys. Check out the cast. Keep supporting us. We're MRBCLeague.com. I'm your Shoutcaster Tornado Switchblade, joined once again by my faithful friend, the Batman2213.
Thanks again for having me, Switch. It's always a blast to do these casts, and thanks everyone for watching, and to the two teams for giving us a great match to cast. Thank you all.
And guys, that is it for us tonight. Thanks again. We broke 140 viewers. Want to appreciate everyone for coming out. Thanks for supporting MechWare Online. Thanks for supporting MRBCLeague.com. That is it. Crash and burn, Mech Warriors.